this is not a commentary on LeBron, but when LeBron doesn't play and Austin Reeves and Luka Dončić do, the Lakers are a better team.
The numbers are getting loud now. They're not whispering anymore. They're shouting that the Lakers look sharper with Luka and Austin Reeves running the show while LeBron sits out. That's not some wild TV debate, not a hot take circus, and definitely not Skip Bayless stirring the pot just to get reactions. It's the cold data talking, the record, the defensive rating, the net rating, the lineup stats, every single metric pointing the same way and creating one brutally uncomfortable reality for this Lakers season.
Luka and AR need for the future, but it's obvious that they play great together. There's only one ball handler. They have great camaraderie, and to me, this is the future Laker team.
Before we go on, if you're enjoying the video, drop a like and subscribe. It may seem small, but it makes a huge difference for the channel. The Los Angeles Lakers have been playing better without LeBron James. Sunday night pushed that conversation straight into the spotlight. The New York Knicks walked into Crypto.com Arena while LeBron sat out with an elbow contusion and that nagging arthritic foot issue. Those injuries just ended one of the longest streaks in modern basketball. His All-NBA run that stretched from 2005 all the way to 2025, 20 straight years of All-NBA selections, is gone simply because he couldn't hit the league's new 65-game requirement.
One player can elevate a team to victory. You could be that good. You add one engine, and that man can be the motor to elevating the entire team to victory. But if that man only elevates himself and he's just scoring a bunch of points, you don't give credit to that over winning. At the end of the day, the NBA basketball period is about winning.
While LeBron stayed home managing that elbow and foot, Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves stepped onto the court like they've been doing lately whenever the spotlight clears. And once again, the result looked smooth and controlled. No chaos at the end of the game, no messy final possession, no awkward post-game explanations where someone has to tell reporters to ask somebody else what happened. Just clean basketball and a clear result. Lakers 110, Knicks 97. And that defensive number, that's the wild part. The Lakers held New York to just 97 points in a season where their defense has ranked near the bottom of the league. This is the same roster critics have roasted all year, with Charles Barkley saying their three best players are weak defenders.
They ain't winning no championship this year. Listen, we all bleed purple and gold.
Yes.
But again, you got to be 100. They ain't winning no championship this year. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. I mean, they got obviously three great players, right? But you need 10. OKC won the championship last year because they were 10 deep.
Yep.
0% chance.
Even the numbers back that concern. The LeBron-Luka Reeves trio carries a defensive rating around 120.5, which would rank near the very bottom of the league. But take LeBron out of that mix for one night, and suddenly the Lakers clamp down. 97 points allowed against the Knicks tells a completely different story. Analyst Tom Habers even posted the stat on X, and it raised eyebrows fast. The Lakers are 9-2 when Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves share the floor without LeBron James.
While they're having success this year, they also have to do some long-term team building, and they got to decide. In the modern NBA, it's very, very hard to team build with three players on huge contracts. Those three players better be absolute freaking studs. And so I don't think the Lakers can have three guys on giant max contracts and build this team out around Luka. So it comes down to, what's LeBron willing to do salary-wise? And if he's willing to make a sacrifice salary-wise for the Lakers, is he willing to make sacrifice salary-wise for somewhere else?
9 wins, 2 losses. That's not some tiny sample or a lucky stretch against weak teams. And here's the part that really turns heads. When Luka and Reeves run the floor together without LeBron, the Lakers have their best lineup record of the entire season. Better than the so-called Big Three. Better than any duo that includes LeBron. Better than every other combination this roster has tried, even with the team's $52.6 million superstar sitting on the bench. Tom Haberstroh dropped the stat at Yahoo Sports and the reaction exploded within hours. Not because it was some wild opinion or a dramatic debate clip, but because it was straight from the NBA's official data, a real record that exists in black and white.
LeBron James, I'm going to start with you, John Wall.
They keep going back home. They keep going back to Cleveland. I think that's where he wanted to be, ended there. That's his last year. I think it's a great ending to his chapter.
No press conference spin can erase it. No Instagram hourglass emoji can distract from it, and no quiet damage control statement can soften it. The number is simple, and it's uncomfortable. 9-2 without LeBron. 26-18 with him. The math doesn't care about legacy. The math doesn't pause for 4 championship rings, and the math definitely doesn't step aside just because a $52.6 million contract carries a giant reputation. Numbers say what they say, and right now, those numbers are creating the loudest silence of LeBron James' entire season. Now zoom out and look at the full picture, because this didn't start with that Knicks game. This has been building all season long. Earlier this year, the Lakers opened with a shocking stretch, 10-4 without LeBron James. 14 games missed because of sciatica issues, and during that run, the team suddenly looked completely different. Luka Dončić was playing like the MVP frontrunner. Austin Reeves was on a scoring tear, averaging close to 30 a night. The roster had structure, roles were clear, and the defensive energy actually looked alive. For a moment, the Lakers seemed to know exactly who they were supposed to be. Then LeBron returned, and everything shifted again. The team went 24-20 after that. The identity started fading. The defensive rating dropped all the way down, near 25th in the league. And the highly hyped 3-star lineup began producing a negative net rating, something nobody in Los Angeles expected to see. Losses started piling up too. The Celtics game slipped away. The Magic loss raised eyebrows. The Suns' defeat made things even louder. Then came the awkward moments that had fans replaying clips online. The quiet tunnel walk. The moment someone said, "He told me to pass, so I passed," and the growing tension people claimed they could feel. Then, March 8th arrived. LeBron stayed home dealing with injuries, Luka and Reeves stepped onto the court again, and the Lakers locked the Knicks down to 97 points. That's when the conversation exploded again, and Skip Bayless fired off 6 words that suddenly spread across the entire basketball world. Numbers loudly say Lakers are better without LeBron. Look at the raw records from this season. The Lakers are 26-18 with LeBron James playing. That's a solid record on paper, but without him, 9 wins and 2 losses. 2 completely different results happening in the same season with the same roster, in the same arena. Stretch that pace across a full year and the difference gets even wilder. The 9-2 record projects to about a 67 win pace. Meanwhile, the 26-18 record lands around a 49 win pace. That's the gap between a dominant first seed and a middle-of-the-pack playoff team. One pace means home court advantage through the playoffs. The other means a brutal first-round matchup against a team that has been studying you for months. And remember who sits at the center of that difference. A superstar whose elbow has been bothering him. A foot that has been described as arthritic. A season where he has already missed 22 of the team's 65 games. A year where, for the first time since the early 2000s, he will likely miss the All-NBA list because he didn't reach the required games played. There were also moments that raised eyebrows publicly. One press conference where he called the team disgusting, and another where he told reporters to ask Luka what he saw on the court. Even analysts had started hinting at this earlier. Brian Windhorst mentioned concerns back in December. Long before the 9-2 stat existed, long before the 26-18 split made headlines, and long before the defensive numbers turned this conversation into something impossible to ignore. 3 stars on massive contracts, and the Lakers still trying to build their future around Luka Dončić. That creates a serious problem because financially and strategically, keeping all 3 may not be realistic. The data keeps pointing in one direction. The 9-2 record keeps pointing in one direction. The 26-18 record keeps pointing in one direction. And even the 120.5 defensive rating of the 3-star lineup keeps pointing in one direction. Then analysts added another layer to the conversation. Some observers argued the $52.6 million cap hit puts a hard ceiling on what this roster can become. A team fighting just to reach the second round instead of chasing a championship. The results against strong teams haven't helped the argument either. The Lakers hold a 14-19 record against winning teams, a number critics say raises serious questions about how far this group can really go. Put all of that together, and one idea keeps surfacing in league discussions. If the Lakers truly want to build a long-term era around Luka Dončić, major roster decisions could eventually become unavoidable. The Lakers cannot waste Luka Dončić's prime. That much is obvious. Luka is just 27 years old, averaging 32.7 points per game. And right now, he's one of the most unstoppable offensive forces in the entire NBA. A player like that doesn't come around often. He's got a full decade of elite basketball ahead of him. And if the organization makes the right moves at the right time, multiple championships aren't some fantasy. They're a real possibility. But the numbers keep shining a bright light on the decision sitting in front of the Lakers right now. Every time LeBron James sits out, that 9-2 record jumps back into the conversation. On the other side of the ledger sits a $52.6 million salary attached to a lineup combination that has struggled defensively all year. The three-star lineup has posted a defensive rating that sits near the bottom of the entire league, 29th out of 30 teams. Then you add the injuries into the equation, the elbow contusion, the arthritic foot, the missed games. 22 absences already this season. For the first time in 2 straight decades, the All-NBA streak that began in the early 2000s has finally come to an end, and the timing couldn't be more critical. The Lakers only have 19 games left before the playoffs arrive. They still have to fight for seeding, build some defensive structure, and most importantly, keep developing the chemistry between Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves. That two-man connection has quietly been growing stronger all season, and the 9-2 record keeps flashing as proof that something real might be forming there. Even former Lakers champion Byron Scott weighed in with a blunt opinion that turned heads. On a podcast, he said the Lakers have a 0% chance to win the championship this season. That's not coming from a random critic. That's a man who won 3 titles in that building, coached the franchise, and knows exactly what championship teams look like from the inside. His reasoning was simple. Oklahoma City runs deep. Denver has balance. Other contenders have strong rotations. Meanwhile, the Lakers lean heavily on 3 stars, while the supporting pieces sometimes disappear in big moments. The defensive numbers back that concern up too. A 117.3 defensive rating, ranking around 25th in the league, paints a picture of a team still searching for its identity on that end of the floor. But here's the twist Scott didn't have when he recorded that conversation. The 9-2 record without LeBron hadn't fully entered the spotlight yet, and that raises a different question entirely. If the Lakers truly have 0% chance with 3 stars, what happens if the real formula is actually 2 stars working together? Because Luka and Reeves just showed something interesting. They controlled a game against the New York Knicks and held them to 97 points, doing it against a team known for strong defense. That kind of performance hints at a different ceiling than the one critics have been discussing. Instead of a hard second-round limit, it starts to look like a dangerous wildcard scenario. A Luka-Reeves partnership operating quietly beneath the noise of the LeBron storyline, suddenly stepping into focus at exactly the moment the playoffs are approaching. Former 5-time All-Star John Wall even added fuel to the conversation when he discussed what situations like this feel like inside NBA locker rooms. Wall knows how front offices operate when major decisions are quietly forming behind the scenes. As he put it in a conversation that caught people's attention, "I think he going back home. I think there is a scenario where I think he going back home." That phrasing sounded casual on the surface, But to many listeners, it felt like the words of someone who has already heard the whispers moving through league circles and the place people keep mentioning, Cleveland, the city where LeBron James first became a superstar. Some analysts believe the Lakers could eventually open significant cap space, nearly $50 million this offseason, which could be redirected toward building a roster around Luka and Reeves. And that's where the 9-2 record keeps coming back into the discussion again and again, because the front office doesn't even need to say the argument out loud. The results are speaking for themselves. Every time LeBron's injuries keep him off the court, the record grows louder. Meanwhile, media personalities have been adding their own commentary. Skip Bayless posted on X about LeBron's elbow injury from the Denver game, questioning how the moment played out and suggesting the reaction drew heavy criticism online. He wrote, "I guess LeBron banged his elbow on the floor at Denver. No video angle was clear, but he reacted like he was dying. So now LBJ has missed 2 games to prove he's hurt." Bayless even pointed out that the arthritic foot later appeared on the injury report as well. But here's the thing many people focusing on the drama might be missing. At this point, the injury debate almost doesn't matter anymore. Whether the injury is serious, minor, or simply part of a long season, the 9-2 record still exists. The defensive numbers still exist, and the scoreboard from Sunday night still exists. The Lakers beat the Knicks by 13 points and held them to 97, all without the player carrying that massive $52.6 million cap number. And that's why the conversation is growing louder. Not because of one voice, not Skip Bayless, not Byron Scott, not Brian Windhorst, not Tom Haberstroh, not John Wall. It's the fact that all those conversations are suddenly pointing in the same direction at the same time, just 19 games before the playoffs begin. For 23 seasons, LeBron James built a reputation as the player who made every team better the moment he stepped onto the floor. That legacy is documented, undeniable, and one of the greatest careers professional basketball has ever seen. But right now, in March of 2026, the Los Angeles Lakers are 9-2 when he isn't playing. The numbers said it out loud. Skip Bayless just made sure everyone heard it. Drop a comment right now. Do the numbers settle this debate? Or is there still a version of this story where LeBron James becomes the reason the Lakers make a playoff run? And does that 9-2 record change how you see the Lakers' future if the roster eventually shifts toward Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves? Hit that like button and subscribe. The math doesn't lie, and neither does the scoreboard.